Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca, and if you're new here, I post videos all about luxury, beauty, lifestyle. So if you're into that kind of content, then definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 2021 luxury wish list. So if you want to hear what is kind of on my radar right now, then just keep on watching. Alright, so if you've been a subscriber of mine for a little while, you may have seen my 2020 luxury wish list. I will go ahead and link that down below because I do think it would be interesting to see kind of where my head was at last year and where it is now. I have really refined my wish list at this point. Like, it's still pretty long, but I think last year I had way more things on my list, and at this point, you know, even if some of the things that I had on my list last year are not on this list now, it doesn't mean that I don't admire those pieces. It just means that for now, they're really just not something that I actually want. So let's just jump into my list for this year. So in no particular order, actually, okay, fine. I'll start with my top item, and then after that, it'll be like no particular order. So, and I am going to insert pictures on the screen of the items that I'm talking about. That way you know what I'm talking about in case you aren't familiar with every piece. So my number one like dream item on my wish list is a Chanel old medium boy bag in black, in the calfskin leather with the Ruthenium hardware. That is like a goal of mine. I really hope to one day be able to own that bag. I think that would actually be like my first Chanel handbag purchase if I am ever able to. Now, it is crazy expensive for sure, but the one thing I do think is that I just want to have a Chanel bag at some point. I know it's crazy expensive. I know, you know, it's totally a luxury purchase, no way around that. But I just really want a Chanel boy bag in the old medium size. I literally have everything listed in my head. I even have a picture of the bag like on my phone wallpaper because I want to be reminded of like, I will get this one day. I will get this one day. So I really hope that I can. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be like the next piece that I get whenever I do get something else, but I really do hope I can get it at some point in the nearer future. So anyway, after that, none of these are in any particular order. I pretty much want all of these things equally, I would say. Like, yes, there are some items that I want more than others, but I would be happy with any of them at any point. So, next on the list is a Goyard St. Louis tote in the GM size, and I really want it in the black canvas with the tan trim. There is something about that combo that just is gorgeous. Now, I'm really kicking myself because back in 2019 when I was in Paris, my boyfriend and I, you know, we were looking around at all the luxury shops. He kind of knew a little bit about Goyard and I really knew nothing. I had seen them, you know, on social media before. Like, I'd seen the bag, but I really didn't know much about the brand at all. Well, for one, they are very limited in where you can purchase them. They only have a handful of stores worldwide. But at the time, you know, I had seen the St. Louis tote in store. I could have bought one and it was way cheaper over there. And at the time, like I mentioned, I didn't know a lot about the brand. I wasn't too keen on it. And not that I didn't like it, it's just, again, I didn't know much about it, so I didn't want to just make a luxury purchase without knowing much. But now I really do want the St. Louis tote. I think it would be a great everyday, like slouchy looking tote, comparable to the Neverfull GM from what I've seen online. And I did used to want the Neverfull GM, and down the road, eventually, I probably would still like to own a GM, but I would like to switch it up and get a different brand, a different style, since I do have the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM. So that is an item pretty high up on my list. I would like to get that again. All of these items are things I would like in the more nearer future, I guess. Next, we have the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini Backpack. This was on my list last year. I have been wanting this bag for years, honestly, and it has been very hard to get over the years, but I will say I am happy that I never got it previously because within the last year or so, they did change the way the zipper is. They have it now exposed, whereas before it was tucked under the canvas, like it was tucked under a little flap, and pretty much everybody that owned the older style that I'd seen online complained about it or had issues, and Louis Vuitton had to replace the bag. So they finally fixed that, and now the zipper is just exposed, and all the videos I've seen with people who have the new model say that it's great. You know, there's the issues that they had previously, they don't have that anymore. So I really do want this backpack really bad. I have noticed that as of lately, it seems like it's available online more often. In fact, even today when I went to take a screenshot of it for this video, it was in stock. So I've seen it become available a lot more now, so that's good. I really do hope to be able to own that at some point, especially because I don't have a mini backpack currently. Like I have, you know, I have my totes, I have my crossbodies, I have like my wallet on a chain. I don't have a mini backpack. So I really hope that I can get that at some point as well. Next, we have the Louis Vuitton Large Ring Agenda. Now, boy, have I been on a ride with Louis Vuitton agendas. So, in the past, like many years ago, I had owned a pre-loved GM agenda, a pre-loved MM agenda. I even purchased a new MM agenda early 2020. And I ended up returning that one. I had sold the pre-loved ones that I had, and a few months back I picked up the Louis Vuitton PM agenda. I figured, you know, let me give it a try for like simple note taking. And honestly, now that I have been using the PM agenda, I really do like the binder method system. I don't know why I just couldn't get fully behind it before with my other MM and GM experiences, but now I really do want a GM. I was really between adding the MM to my list for now or the GM, which eventually it'd be cool to own all three. That way, you know, each year I can decide, do I want to do the GM? Do I want to do the MM? You know, something like that. But for now, I'm going with the GM because I already have a PM. So if I need to take my planning stuff on the go, then I have my PM for that. I don't need, you know, the MM would be great for, you know, travel purposes, you know, for ease of carry. But I really want the GM, and one of the things I will say when I used the MM agenda for the brief bit that I had it when I was testing it out, and when I owned it pre-loved before, is that the pages are pretty narrow and it can be a little bit harder to write. Now you may be thinking, but you use a PM agenda. Well, yes, and I'm not gonna lie, that is harder to write in too. A lot of times I fill in my pages and then stick them in the agenda. I do intend to do a video on my PM agenda. I just really wanted to get in the groove of using it before I filmed a video, but I kind of have like my flow and some inserts that I really love for it. So I will definitely be doing that in the future as well. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that. But anyway, I think the GM, you just have so much more space to write. It is A5 size, so that is the main reason that I want the GM. I just want it for the capacity, you know, and the ease of writing. So I really hope to be able to get that maybe sometime this year. That way I can have it for next year, but I don't know if that will happen. Next, I would like to also get the Louis Vuitton pencil pouch in the Monogram Eclipse. Obviously, if I have Louis Vuitton planners, I really want the pencil pouch because, you know, I want somewhere like fun that I can carry my pens and my highlighters that I use with my planner every day. Right now, I am just using a Vera Bradley pencil pouch, and it works great. I love it too. But of course, you know, loving luxury, I would love to have the pencil pouch as well. And the pencil pouch actually is not an unreasonable price. I believe it's like $470. Now, I mean unreasonable as far as luxury goes, not unreasonable in terms of, wow, you'd really pay $470 for a pencil pouch. It is a lot, but when you're in the luxury community, you understand, you know, I think it's a pretty good price for being a luxury piece. Next, we have the YSL Toy Lulu. I have recently fallen in love with this bag and I really want it. I would probably get it in the black with silver hardware, and I'm a little bit on the fence about that. I know they do come out with seasonal colors, so truthfully, it would just depend on the options available at the time of me being able to purchase, mainly because I have my Gucci Marmont and it's a very similar look. But that one has gold hardware, so I feel like I can justify it because if I get the LouLou in black with the silver hardware, then they are different. But I just honestly love black. Like, black is my favorite color. I always have my nails black, or, you know, I'm always wearing black, so I feel like it is a little bit crazy to have so many black bags, but at the same time, if I did get it with silver hardware, that is in fact different than my Marmont. And they do have a different shape, so whatever, no judgment here, I hope. But I really do want that bag, and it's not a bad price for a full leather bag. I believe right now in the US it is retailing for $1,250, and I think you can get some for $1,190. I've been seeing conflicting pricing online, so it's somewhere in that range, which for a luxury item that is all leather, it's really not that bad. I mean, even just the Louis Vuitton Felices, which aren't full leather, retail for more than that, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like that would be a really good way to try out YSL since I don't own anything from them currently. Next, we have the Louis Vuitton reversible belt with silver hardware. I would want it in black, which reverses to monogram and the 40mm size. Now, I could be off on what size I would want it to be, 40mm or whatever, but I do want the silver hardware, I believe, and I would want it to be reversible for sure. I already have the Gucci Marmont belts in the smaller and larger size, and those have gold hardware, so that's why I would want this one in silver hardware. And I think for the price, it's not bad. I believe it is $590, but you are getting two belts in one, essentially. Like my Gucci belts, one of them was, I believe, over $300, but you're only getting one. You know what I mean? So with the reversible, it's nice because you're getting two belts in one, essentially. Then we have the Chanel Classic case. To me, this reminds me of the Louis Vuitton like toiletry cases. Now, I'll admit I have not seen the Chanel Classic case in person. I found it online and I really do like it. I would love to own it one day. Right now on the website, they only have it in the color red, I believe, red or orange, but of course, Chanel's website is kind of a joke. It's no indication of what they actually have in stores, but I really would like to own that at some point. I know I already own the Toiletry 15 from Louis Vuitton, but it would be cool to own the Chanel Classic case, maybe in a fun color. If I were to do something colorful from Chanel or any brand really, it would more than likely be in a SLG, just because it's, you know, I'm carrying an SLG in a bag, so there's no worry of like, how many outfits will it go with, you know, and gives your bag a little pop of color on the inside. So I think that would be fun to own one day, but in my list of how much I want things, that is definitely lower. I would rather get some of these other items first before venturing into the, you know, classic case. I also would really like at some point to get a Chanel, either the like zippered card case, like it's like the classic card case, the zipped one though, or maybe even the classic flap card case, but I would love to get one of those in like a fun color, like a pink. They have some really beautiful pinks that come out with their different collections, and I would love to have a card holder in a fun color. Like I said, if I'm gonna do a fun color, it's gonna be in an SLG rather than a whole bag. And then pretty much last but not least, I would like to also complete my toiletry collection and get the Toiletry 19 and the Toiletry 26. My Toiletry 15 I do not use for toiletries. I do have a video on my channel that I'll link below and up above of what fits inside the Toiletry 15, and I also go over how I personally use it currently. And I don't use it really as like a toiletry bag. But I believe that the 19 and definitely the 26 would hold more like cosmetics and things like that. So I would love to own the whole set, you know, the 15, the 19, and the 26. That way, especially whenever we're able to travel again, I could definitely fit all my makeup in a 26 size. I can fit, you know, some other things in the 19. I would have more options for travel purposes at least. But anyway, that pretty much completes my like current top luxury wish list. Of course, there are other things on my list that I would love to own at some point, but I really wanted to refine this down to items that I truly do want in a like nearer time span. Of course, there's no way I'm going to get all of these items within the next year. Some of these might even make it onto my 2022 wish list, but I really do want all of these things at some point. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I always love watching wishlist videos because sometimes I find out about bags that I never would have known about if I didn't watch, you know, other people's videos. So let me know in the comments down below, what is your #1 top wishlist item right now? I would love to know. As you guys know, mine is the Chanel Boy. So I want to know, what is yours? Let me know down below. I would love to chat about everything that you guys are wanting right now. So anyway, that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.